Good morning and welcome back to our Leadership Empowerment session here at Spear Point Training Institute. And I'm going to cover a topic that I had to go through right now, and that is how to handle a crisis. I've been battling with my internet connection and it throws me offline every now and then. So I hope now it will be working effectively. Any leader goes through a crisis often in their leadership, and how you handle a crisis as a leader determines your character, your decision-making process, your effectiveness as a leader. And I want to talk about this in this day, this morning. And when you as a leader go through this crisis, either through personally, in your leadership, in your team, or in your company, how you handle this have a long-lasting impact on your organization, on your team, and even eventually on your legacy. So I want to share with you a few things on how to handle a crisis. Stay calm. Stay calm and collected. Keep on doing the right things right. When a crisis hits, your emotions often runs high. Your emotions, your team's emotions, and your staff in general. A leader who panics during a time of crisis or is visibly shaken can create further chaos and fear within your team. What must I do now? How do I handle this? Model composure. Stay calm. Maintain a clear head. Your team will look at you for guidance, for advice, and for cues on how to react. So when the crisis comes, take a deep breath. Relax. Stay calm. Don't rush into immediate actions. This can cause all the wrong things when you act emotionally or without thinking it through. Assess the situation before making any important decisions. Control your emotions. A leader must manage his emotions during the time of stress, a time of crisis, as others will feed off you and your energy and your reactions. So these are three things. Number one, moral composure. Take a moment to breathe and control your emotions. So stay calm and collected. Assess the situation. Understand the full scope of the crisis before you are acting upon it. When you are reacting in an emotional state, that can lead to poor decision making, and that will worsen your problem. So gather all the facts, collect as much as possible correct information, relevant information as possible. Make sure you understand the cause, the impact, and potential consequences of the crisis. And how you handle this will determine the quality of your leadership. Identify all the necessary stakeholders in the crisis. Get everybody together. Know who will be affected by the crisis. Your employees, your customers, your shareholders, etc., etc. And know how this will affect them. And once you have all that information together, surround yourself with the right people And if you do not have immediate people in your organization or in your staff or in your team, get to people who has been there before, that has done this, that has bought the t-shirt. Let them guide you in this whole process. Communicate transparently. Be sure, clear communication. And this will maintain trust. It will manage the expectations and preventing rumors from spreading. Don't ignore it, because by ignoring it, it won't go away. It will actually make the problem even worse. Be honest. Acknowledge the severity of the crisis, of the situation. But avoid panic-inducing language. Be slow to talk. Make sure of the words you are using. People, your staff will appreciate transparency. Be honest with them. Don't try to use euphemisms. Acknowledge there's a problem and get input. This will help your staff to follow with you, to join in bringing the solutions and not being part of the problem. So when you're going through this crisis in your leadership, in your organization, be consistent. Ensure that all messages, all things that are being shared is consistent. It's consistent to all the various groups. Whether they are the team or your staff, your customers, your stakeholders, be consistent. People really appreciate what you are sharing. And keep them updated. And as you keep them updated, that provides an opportunity for you to win back the trust of the people. And as you learn more and more about the crisis, share this information. Begin to take shape. Silence in a crisis can breed suspicion and anxiety. Because by keeping silent, you're telling the people, you don't know what you're doing, you're not sure what's happening, and they are wondering about your leadership capabilities. And I've been referring this back to our global pandemic. That's an excellent example because we can all relate to this. I don't think there's any organization, any church for that matter, that hasn't struggled with that crisis. And with that crisis, our church has actually grown. Our footprint, social media footprint, has increased exponentially because we understood it's a crisis. We got some resolutions and we implemented. And currently there are over 100,000 people that are following our live stream of our services. We've got nearly 50,000 people following us on our leadership training sessions. All because of the way we handled the crisis. And whatever your crisis is, make sure that you are honest, open, transparent, and have a clear communication. The fact that you're going through a crisis doesn't mean you're a failure. It means things have changed in your immediate environment that are affecting you, and your organization currently. And once you get to this place, make decisive and thoughtful decisions. In a time of crisis, decisions need to be made quickly after you've assessed all the information, gathered all the information, but they must be informed and thoughtful, not emotionally. Identify the most and immediate needs and address them first. Have a plan ready in the crisis. Don't just jump from here to here like a cat on a hot tin roof. Remember, not every need, not every issue that you are facing now needs to be resolved immediately. While it's important to act decisively, be open to adjust your programs, your decisions. None of your decisions must be cast in concrete, because we have a crisis. The crisis might change direction, and your decisions that you're making might influence the outcome of the crisis. So that might require of us to make other decisions. And people don't mind a decision, even if it was not the most accurate decision, but they want action. They want direction. And if you've made a wrong decision, be open. Say, sorry, I've made a wrong decision, but here is the solution now. And get to that point of activating your decisions. Be flexible when you make decisions, but be decisive. And then trust your team. Involve all your team members, your key team members, and trust their input, trust their knowledge, trust their decision-making capabilities or skills. A good leader knows when to delegate and when to rely on others' expertise. Let's be honest. We as leaders don't know everything. That's why we have a team. In the crisis, own up, man up, take responsibility if it was your mistake. Blame shifting only weakens your credibility, because the moment you start to blame shift, people know you're blame shifting. They know it was your mistake. So man up to that, to your mistake. Do what you need to do. You are not a weak leader if you acknowledge you have made a mistake. That actually makes you a stronger leader. If the crisis is a result of your mistake, fix it. People will respect you more if you show accountability. While acknowledging the problem, always keep the focus on finding and implementing solutions. Don't dwell on the problem. Focus on the solutions. Focus on the outcome. Show that you're ready to work. Show the people, I'm willing to put my everything into this. And they shall follow suit. They see you as committed to the solution, and they want to be part of that solution. A crisis can be emotionally draining. I don't need to tell you this. You know it. It's emotionally draining not just for you as a leader, but for everybody that is involved in your organization. Whoever has been affected by this crisis will be drained emotionally. And your team will look at you for emotional support and reassurance. When there's a crisis, people feel threatened. They feel unsure about themselves, the future. Bring them peace. Make them comfortable. Support them. Listen to them. Your listening skills will be one of your most vital skills that you can utilize, and that is to listen to your team, Listen to their fears. Listen to their concerns. Listen to their solutions. Sometimes when we're going through a crisis, we are battling to hear. We are battling to listen effectively during a crisis. And acknowledge that the emotional strain during the crisis might cause your team to be shaken. Help your team to solidify. Build the team structures better. Create a culture of assurance. And express to them that you care. Tell them that you care about how they feel, what emotions they are going through. And then provide reassurance. Assure them it's going to be well. Everything is going to be well. We cannot promise this, but it's going to be well in the process. It might not be perfect, but it will be well. Measure your team that they are taking the right actions. Navigate them through the situation. Develop this long-term plan of success. The crisis might not be destructive that will destroy everything. It might just be a person that has resigned from your department and that has left a hole in the organization. Make sure that you have a plan, a succession plan in place. A good leader will always plan for that type of event. Always have a backup person ready. Train 2 or 3 people in one position. So when one leaves, there's somebody else that can step up to the plate. So succession planning, training, equipping. Have a pool of qualified people available that are multi-skilled. A plan to address. Have that plan ready to address weaknesses in your organization. A crisis is a good time to see the weaknesses, to address those weaknesses so it won't reoccur in the future. So look beyond the crisis. Look at the solutions, look at the future. Identify the threats that needs to be managed. Focus on rebuilding and strengthening your team, your organization, to prevent the same crisis to repeat itself. Remember, if we are caught off guard during a crisis, that's fine. But if the same crisis comes again, you cannot hide behind, I did not know. And sometimes we only face a crisis once, never to be repeated, but the principles on how to handle the crisis will remain the same. You can apply the principles. Yes, you need to change here and there, a little tweak here, tweak there a little bit, but the way you handle a crisis will be the same all over. And then try to find the root cause of this crisis. Is it within your leadership style, your limitations? Was it because of the product that was not sufficient? Or is it because of staff that was not trained effectively? Or was it situations beyond our control? Find the cause. Address the root problem, not just the symptoms. Don't just stick a plaster on the sore. Fix the problem. And get the team involved. Let them collaborate with others. Let them sit and discuss, have in Davos, team discussions. Then you plot out a roadmap for the recovery, for the growth, and for resilience, and to bring new results. And I think most important, learn and grow from the crisis. Every crisis is an opportunity for growth, both personally and organizationally. Reflecting on your experience allows you for a better preparedness the next time. So in this crisis, have frequent debriefing sessions. Once the dust has settled, call everybody back and say, right, what have you learned? What have you learned? How can we apply what we have learned? And what can we implement to prevent this from happening again? So have your action plans ready. Have your contingency plans in place. Encourage their feedback. Let them be able to share with them. Yes, it might be that you are part of the problem. Then fix it. Bring solutions. Implement the improvements. Get your structures in place to catch a crisis before the crisis is blown out of proportions. But in the crisis, always have a positive outlook in life. A positive outlook. Don't be pessimistic. Don't be a doomsday prophet. But see the solution. That will lift the morale of the team, especially in tough times. Focus on the future. Focus on the outcome whilst you are working in the present. Don't just focus in the future and not doing anything now. Focusing on the future without present actions is just a dream that will turn into a nightmare. Keep reminding your team that this is merely a chapter, not the end of the book. It's not the end of the story. We have been in ministry now for more than 26 years. And I can promise you, we had more than one crisis in this time of ministry. I have a few businesses. And in this, every business, there's a crisis sometime or the other. There's a crisis. And finally, leadership in a crisis is not about being perfect. It's about being present, being calm and decisive. It's about guiding your team with empathy, making the tough decisions, and ensuring everyone that you are there for them and you understand. Provide support. The way you handle a crisis will define not only the outcome, but also your leadership reputation for years to come. When a crisis comes again, the team will say, oh yes, he has the ability.